Hey buddy, it's Victus. I know that you run here the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. We made it to a new weekend. I hope you all had a good week and you're looking forward to whatever you got planned on the weekend. Let me know down below. Here's your meme of the day. This one's hilarious one sent in by, you guessed it, Painter DNDW40K. Title was episode 1111 meme, a perfect trial. Perfection. You're on trial. I find you guilty of being unreliable. How do you, ow. Now, the first time I saw this, I did not notice the Boney on the right-hand side of the screen throwing a bone at Judge Victa, but I did absolutely enjoy it. Again, shout out to Painter DNDW40K for putting so much effort into these memes. And the Judge Victa, I've got to make that an emote somehow, some way. If you want to make it, an emote for YouTube and Twitch Painter, let me know. Drop me an email. C-Day is going to be Yankee 7-8 Delta 49 Golf X-Ray. We've got blind. We got Blind Rage, and we also have Worm Buddy, but it is Curse the Blind, so, you know, there's that. And we also have Breath of Life, which is definitely an item that exists in the Binding of Isaac Repentance, although it's existed before Repentance. So our movement speed's very good. Surprise, surprise, actually. Our tears rate is not bad, and our damage is also passable, so is our shot speed. So this is not a bad start in terms of items, in terms of everything. The only thing that sucks about this run is the fact that we just don't have any red hearts to deal with. And Breath of Life, if you can control Breath of Life adequately and accurately, you can do many things with it. It's very good at being, it's total 100% invincibility. You can walk through curse rooms, you can walk over spikes, you can do all kinds of good stuff with it, but most of the time it's very unwieldy. And it is a little bit wonky. They did update it a little bit in Repentance, but it's very, very wonky and can cause damage to you if you're not careful. So basically what Breath of Life is, Isaac holds his breath, and while he is holding his breath, he is completely invincible up for a very, very short amount of time, and then you have to let go before he actually starts suffocating, and then you start taking significant damage. With it being Curse of the Blind of 4-1, obviously I'm not going to go take anything in the item room. The boss room, of course, is a different story just because it is a boss fight. Worm Buddy being the goat over here. Absolutely on top of everything. Worm Buddy is a follower that will just reach out and grab random enemies. It deals a slight amount of damage, but the biggest aspect of Worm Buddy that you want to have on your team, on any squad, is him holding down the fort. I mean, just the crowd control aspect alone of Worm Buddy just makes it through the roof valuable. Even if it grabs a fly here and there, Worm Buddy can take care of the fly by himself. So, hey, he's a bro. He is the goat. He is definitely the goat. Take down regular Dookie, and hoping that we get, just a regular basic HP upgrade we find, and we get the pentagram, which is also fine. Going to last week's question of the episode, coming in from the Sacrum Salvation episode, and I will say that unfortunately, although it was a great thumbnail, obviously it was a nod to GTA San Andreas. Unfortunately, the algorithm buried that episode because of the expletive, even though it was censored in the thumbnail. And I already talked to Alex about that, and it's obviously without that, I don't think anyone would have gotten the meme, or at least the reference in the thumbnail. But the consequence is that the video paid the price in the algorithm, which, yeah, that's YouTube for you. But we still had a good question of the episode coming in from CDawg1128. CDawg asked, question of the episode, in your opinion, what is the worst item update? Which is the best item update? And I think this one goes without saying, but the Maw of the Void item update was very clearly the worst nerf that could have happened. The virus nerf was bad. The Serpent's Kiss nerf was bad. Even poison damage was bad itself. But they absolutely gutted the best part about Maw of the Void. And that was, of course, the Soul Heart generation. Imagine, those of you who've only played Repentance, imagine a world, a beautiful, bright, shiny world, where Maw of the Void would give you a chance to get a Soul Heart every single time it killed an enemy. Yeah. It had a very good chance of producing a black soul heart every time you killed any enemy, regardless of what your luck rating was, although luck rating was supposedly very influential on that. It was just top tier. It still is a very good item, but it's a shadow of its former self. So that one is the one that stings the most. Now, as far as the overall worst change or repentance, at least in my opinion, the worst change or repentance, other than Maw of the Void, is very easily the donation machine change. Them for whatever inexplicable reason deciding that you can't use your own money inside of a donation machine that you yourself put in there to an unlimited degree, it was absurd. And it still is one of the worst changes I think that this game has ever made for it. But if we're talking about specifically just item changes, the Maw of the Void easily takes the cake. Now, one of the best item updates in terms of whatever Repentance has done, that's a little bit of a trickier question to answer, mainly because I can't think of any really good beneficial changes that we've seen for a lot of different items. Depending on how you look at it, you could say that adding stuff like Sacred Heart in places where you could access them there a little bit easier than in an Angel deal, like for example the Ultra Seeker room, that would be a very positive change. Unfortunately, with the nerf to the Ultra Seeker rooms, now it's just all red items in the game. Which, I mean, yeah, Zombolus has very easily roasted me on asking me, well, you want, it's a red item, isn't it? Yeah, it's a red item, but it's like there's a lot of red bad items in there. Although unironically, Worm Buddy is also considered to be in the Ultra Seeker room pool, which is very cool. But yeah, some of the best changes, I mean, that was a nice change, just getting the ability to get another way to get Sacred Heart. That was a good one. In terms of adjustments, I can't really think of one off the top of my head. Use Esau Jr., I guess. I think that we'll take Mercurius because we don't need movement speed, but it's nice to have movement speed. And I'm not going to... I mean, we could use Esau Jr., I guess, just to see what he has. It would give us flying, but... Secret room is to the left of there, by the way. And I'm drawing a blank on best item changes out there. I don't remember if 2020 always gave the tier cap reduction removal of multi-shots, like with Inner Eye or with Polyphemus or with Quad Shot. I don't remember if that was a Repentance change or not. It's certainly one of the big ones. So I am going to take Sulfur here, obviously, because we won that Leviathan, and we'll head on down. I guess one of the better ones would be one change in Repentance that was quite a shocker for a lot of people was the Technology 2, the Tech 2 change, where not only do we fire the Tech 2 beam, but it's now no longer affected by a damage down, and on top of that, we still get to fire the beam. So that one was pretty cool. I did think that was a good one. I'm not entirely sure if it's definitely a buff. Yeah, I'm stretching my memory banks here, trying to think of like the best item change. I think that's something that the Mosh Pit will have to give me. Wow, I think it's coming out firing here. The Mosh Pit's gonna have to help me on that one, because at the top of my head I cannot think of any best changes other than the ones that I mentioned. The Tech 2 buff was pretty nice. It did bring the item going from doo-doo to only slightly doo-doo. I don't know why I'm clearing these rooms here. We have Mercurius. Mercurius is easily going to give us a chance, a good shot anyway, at Boss Rush. Undefined is Undebad. Ended Rock in here, but we have no bomb. We could look for the shop. Let's do a little bit of... We can do a little bit of exploring here. Yeah, thank you, Sea Dog, for the question. See, now all of you have to die in here because of that Dips one schmoove. Yeah, you just try to do it again. Hey, Worm Buddy, we're counting on you here. I know you're a big time player. I know you can make big time plays. That's the reason why you're dependable. Dante Bean is not going to be something I want. There is a tinted rock in here. If I can somehow finagle the other bomb fly to go over it, the exact moment that we're firing sulfur, that would be best. So it should be on this rotation here, I think. There we go, and we do get a bomb. So this bomb can then be used in that other tinted rock, or on that other tinted rock in the north. Got us a golden chest and an emperor card. All right. I mean, yeah, we could go buy a soul heart, but with 5 cents, honestly, it might be better for us to get a bomb than buy a soul heart here. If we get more money, we could obviously we could play the judgment here, but we do need to get a full charge on sulfur before we go fight the boss. That's just something that's going to happen. Liking our damage, it'd be very nice if we had a little bit more help on our tears rate. Our movement speed, of course, is going to be on point thanks to Mercurius. Mercurius, by the way, if you're wondering how come I can just freely walk through rooms and stuff without them closing the doors, is because of Mercurius. Movement speed upgrade that also opens up every single door that you could possibly want in a regular floor. I'm struggling to think when the 2020 change happened for multi-shots. I want to say it was a repentance change. I really do. Obviously, there was a nerf. It was a nerf buff because of the damage down that you get from 2020. But 2020 still remains to be one of the best tier effects in the game. It just, you do less damage, but at the end of the day, it's a net positive if you happen to get anything. I mean, quad shot, Polyphemus, whatever, because of the tears down removal. God, Brimstone, you're killing me. Game, I am done with this tomfoolery. You need to stop opening devil deals as I'm moving towards a wall. This is the second time now. We almost got screwed by that. We got screwed the first time. This is not going to be a regular thing, game. I've had enough of it. You trying to screw me out of devil deals every possible way this is beyond my tolerance of patience now. As much as I would love to get Brimstone here, we can't. And we're going to probably have to go for Ouija board. So with 7 cents, that gives us the ability to at least get something out of the shop. Now we have not done the mob trap room either. But Ouija board gives us a tears upgrade. It also, of course, gives us these spectral tears, which is something that is a nice little addition to a already pretty good item. Ouija board, that was another good change, is giving Ouija board a tears upgrade. You got to be kidding me. Let's see what's inside of this here first. Regular stone chest or steel chest. That is not worth it in my opinion. I would rather take my chances and use the 7 cents to get another HP upgrade, which is something I should have. When did I get those two? Maybe I didn't know. I didn't have those 2 cents before the devil deal because I got the money out of the orange fires. All right, we get the box. What's in the box? There's no soul heart, unfortunately. There's black pins. We got to be careful here. I was actually trying to get back to the Emperor card, but it's too risky with black pin. He's squirrely. Black Megamaw is also not someone I wanted to fight, but Worm Buddy trying to do his thing. As long as you don't get hit by a shot from him, we're fine. Fighters are a different story, but... Okay, so we get a full charge on Sulfur. We didn't die, but we also didn't really gain anything out of there. Larry Jr. should give us a soul heart, which he did. Thank you, Larry Jr. And get Sloth, which I cannot leave this. I can't leave this room. There is a very sneaky way to farm with Mercurius if you end up getting something like the Glowing Hourglass. It's very nice. You can just walk out, walk back in as long as things are dropping stuff. Get a Strength card, which is going to at least give us a chance of getting something like a Devil Deal. I'm scouting the easy rooms ahead here. But we have to be supremely careful. I mean, supremely careful. If we are skipping rooms. It's not something that I want to do a lot. So that's just one big Isaac circle. It's good to know. I'm going to have to use Sulfur in here just for safety reasons. This run has evolved into a you got to go try hard mode run. Job, Warm Buddy. We have another full charge here. Now, if you're wondering where those extra stats are coming from, that is from the Vibrant Bulb trinket. There's no getting around it. We need to get soul hearts. We need to get some safety here. I'm going to fight the boss now since we're here. I'm not anticipating getting a Devil Deal, but we have a Strength card. We have a full charge on Sulfur. We should be okay. Yeah, we get an HP upgrade. As expected, we did not get a Devil Deal, but now we have the Blessed Penny. Now, the Blessed Penny is very nice for us because if we end up picking up a lot of coins, we're going to be able to get some soul hearts. Hopefully, half soul hearts every time we pick up a coin, or at least a chance to. That would have been nice to have before we made the withdrawal on our donation machine, but what can you do? This room is not a slam dunk for us not taking any damage, so again, we got to be careful. Got to be careful of the creep. The creep and the retaliation shots from the Fat Isaacs. Our damage is already not super great. Spectral Tears Soy Milk is great, but it very severely hurts the damage of Sulfur. All right. My justification is because the ceiling on Soy Milk is very high in terms of brokenness, in terms of OP. But obviously, it's the lack of damage that's going to be a problem early on. We need to get tears. We need to get damage. Now, despite what you may think about Soy Milk, the tears rate is still very, very, very important. It is still a stat that you're going to want. The more tears you're able to fire out with Soy Milk, the more damage you're doing, the faster the tears can come out, etc., etc. The more you're killing, that sort of thing. So the tears rate still matters for Soy Milk, and we have a lot of wiggle room to go with the tiers right here on this floor, on this build. So, but the main justification as to why I took soy milk is because the very fact that we have sulfur and we also have Mercurius. Mercurius means that if we run into a big problem of a floor, I can just simply skip it. We can move on. But there's an obvious downside. It's a huge damage down. It's a liability for builds that do not have a damage floor capable enough to one-shot stuff on their own. And you're then essentially you're reducing the floor even more to the point of you need several damage upgrades to even get close to 1% or to 1 point of damage in terms of the stat sheet. So now it is nice for us that we do have spectral tiers are very helpful. But we have to get some kind of damage up. We have to get some kind of tier effect in order to make this soy milk gambit pay off. Wow. Okay. Shooting right at the door, are we? All right. Treasure map obviously is something that I do want. That will be amplified by our acquisition of Mercurius because we know exactly where we just need to run to. So as long as we run straight to the boss and we know where to go here, we can very easily just get it like almost like a floor skip in a way, which is what I was talking about before the transition. You know, there's safety in being able to say no, I'm not going to do this room. And I talk about that a lot. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and there is absolutely no shame in yourself just backing out of a room or bombing your way out of a room. If it's not a good matchup for you, don't fight the fight, right? Never take on a fight you know you can't win. Or at least one that you're not going to take damage in. Okay, so we're still reaching and hoping that we get that 6 extra cents. That nickel did help us out a lot. But I want the treasure map. We don't have to use sulfur in here. We have spectral thanks to Ouija board. This saves our full charge on sulfur for the boss. Okay, we have 3 bombs. Gonna try to go for 1 soul heart here. We did not get one. 4 cents, and I'll be happy. The reason why I'm clearing these rooms here is just because I want to see what the room reward is. I don't necessarily need the charge on sulfur. I just want to see if we can get ourselves a penny. Not. Still don't know where the secret room is, by the way. Could be here, but I'd be surprised. I gotta check this wall again. No, it's not there because this is an inaccessible wall according to the rules of spikes. It could be here. That would be a different story. Okay. So we did get enough to get the treasure map. I was really hoping that we're going to see more soul hearts here from the Blessed Penny. There we go. What I'm talking about. Now we're starting to cook a little bit. The super secret room, I'm not entirely sure where it's going to be, so I'm not going to even worry about going there. We could try to make a play in the mob trap room, but I think that that's not worth it, unless if there's like 2 golden chests in there. That would be the minimum that I would consider. And even then, even if there were, we don't have enough keys to get in there in the first place. So it's really a non-issue in terms of whether or not we're going to try to make a play inside of the mob trap room. Pop sulfur here. We still have the strength card, so we're still good for a double deal if we can somehow get one. Worm Buddy slowing everything down here. A little bit scary. Wow. Pretty sure it's summoned spiders on every single one of those drops. You get a movement speed upgrade, which is not really what we want at this point. Once again, the Devil Deal door spawns in a different location of where we actually enter the Devil Deal. There is no reason for us to take Void here. Unless if we're going to void Sulfur. But the problem with... Here's the problem. Okay. This is the fundamental problem with us voiding Sulfur, okay? Let's say, hypothetically, we do this. Let's say that we take Void, and then we void Sulfur. Now Void has absorbed Sulfur and its functionality, okay? Then we go to the next floor. Let's say that we get Able or something crappy in our item room, and then we decide to void that. It's going to waste our charge on Sulfur just to use Void to possibly get a stat up or damage up. Whereas Sulfur already gives you a damage up. It's only a 3-room cost, and we can use it a lot more than we can with Void. However, that being said, Void could also raise our damage stat and also our tier stat. Is it going to happen? Probably not. So I'm just going to go for Dark Matter here. That's a long-winded explanation of why I'm not taking Void here in this instance. But I will say, what I will say here is that the damage coefficient that you get with Void, I don't believe is affected negatively by Soy Milk. I don't believe it is. I could be wrong on that. That would have to be one for the for the statistician mosh pit out there to figure out. Because I think that if you get a damage up with Void, it's just a straight up 1 damage upgrade. It's not negatively impacted by the damage multiplier down that you get from Soy Milk. I mean, Yaves. Now, I saved the Strength card because there is a chance that we could get another Devil Deal that we could use it on, which is what I'm secretly kind of hoping for. It'd be a fairly easy room for us to clear. There's nothing there. We have no keys. We have no flying. We could probably clear this room for no big deal. Especially with Soy Milk and Sulfur. This is going to be a 2-room clear charge anyway, so we'll still have enough charge for the boss. There's a Fool card, which again I don't really care about. Secret room might be adjacent here, maybe. We are not going to see a key, are we, game? Again. I hate this. Oh. And half of the entire soul heart that we lost back. As soon as I walked in, I knew that we were not going to be happy here. Okay, it cost us only half of a heart to get in there, but man, we are hurting for keys here. Now, going on a discussion that we had earlier this week, this is one of those times where we are desperate enough to be playing slot machines, hoping for an arcade, that sort of stuff. That's why you don't play slots. Soy Milk with these yahoos is always going to be a problem. because of clown physics. And yeah, we legitimately just cannot go into the item room or the shop. There's no reason to go in the shop at this point because we use all of our money on that slot machine. Unless there's a miracle key drop that drops here. And we can look for the secret room one time. Secret room is important because remember, we have the blessed penny, so we need money here. I'm gonna try it. Yep. Oh boy, this is bad, y'all. This is real bad. And who's to say what would have been in that first item room with Curse the Blind? Warm Buddy playing lights out here. Apologize about radio silence. We got to be supremely careful. Okay. Yep. Yep. There's the maze. Now we shift from we need to get powerful to we need to survive. I'm fighting sloths here because I'm hoping that they give us some kind. Honestly, Soul of the Keeper will be perfect. Or an ace of diamonds. The Blessed Penny has now become our MVP. Because we have no other way of generating HP. Okay, the Hermit card, the reverse Hermit card will drop things on the ground equal to their value. So that is a possible avenue for HP. Possibly, but we got to get lucky with the drops from the Blessed Penny. So what I'm saying is any consumables that we get, pills, cards, or whatever, we've got to drop in that room and not die in the process. Yeah, there's a pill. We're gonna go in here and drop the pill. We cannot lose the strength card. The strength card acts as our last line of defense for dying. We can no longer assume that this strength card is going to be used for a devil deal. We have to assume that it's only there to save our life at this point. Warm Buddy doing his job. Dependable as always. Not getting any drops here, it kind of hurts. Not a great room for us. Cannot get trapped. Now we get the key, of course. Yeah, we can't pass up a bomb and a key right now, not at this stage of the game. Super secret room might be to the left of here. We have enough bombs to check now. Not. Let's go dip in and see what we got here. The super secret room might be in there. The secret room is there. It's here. That was some good tech. That was some good tech. Okay. Get one singular penny. Nickel, which does give us a half soul heart. Okay. We can work with this. Now, finding the super secret room is going to be a little bit challenging. It's actually here. It's north of here. I already know it. So using Mercurius, using what we've got at our disposal here, we're able, and of course, just game knowledge and experience, we're able to suss out some little tiny threads. Oh wow, it's not there. I take that back. But still, we're working on trying to figure out a plan here. And we are hunting currently for consumables. We are going to have to do a full clear on this floor. We are going to have to do a full clear on this floor. Because we need to get consumables for this reverse hermit card. To drop on the ground so we have a chance of getting more soul hearts just like we just got right there. Now that... Dude, curse the maze. Still. Now that does not mean that we are still going to get the HP. It's just for a speculative value. We can get quite a lot of HP here if Blessed Penny is going to cooperate with us and play ball. I said it on the last floor. Blessed Penny all of a sudden becomes our strongest ally. We have 2 bombs. The nice thing about Mercurius is that we don't need to use the bombs to just skip out of rooms. So we can save these bombs for what really matters, tinted rocks, and also getting into secret rooms. There's another pill. That's fantastic. That gives us 5 more cents to choose from. I don't know if we're going to get 5 cents or if we're going to get 1 nickel, but hopefully it's 5 cents. Not a good room for us, but the super secret room is there. Is to the left of this room. Wow, okay. Yeah, I don't know where it is then. I guess it could be to the right of this room, but we gotta be careful of the brains. This is the only other place it might be without us really digging too deep here. Yeah, I don't know then. I have no idea. We got a jerk of a spawn. I'm going to use the reverse hermit card now. I do not believe that we're going to get anything else out of value here. Okay, so this is our chance. This will be one of the best plays of the year if this works out. Okay, we profited 2 soul hearts. I can't complain there. I expected to get a little bit less, and that's I'm fine with that. It's a good play. Got to be careful here. We don't have the damage to kill spiders right away. Regular HP upgrade. We don't gain a lot of damage from Succubus. 1 equals power gives us flat damage and also takes us down to polar invincibility. I'm gonna see if we can get some taps here on the demon judgment. Yeah, then we take 1 equals power. It was worth a shot. Yeah, we cannot take Succubus right now, but gotta be careful here. We still have the strength card. We don't have the reverse hermit card now, so we can freely just go straight to the boss and just try to outlast it. If we can get coins, great. If we can't, you know, it's whatever. We need to just survive this run. Another Outlast episode here. That thumbnail was great, by the way. I think Alex always does a great job anyway, but the Outlast thumbnail I thought was exceptional. You be careful of Red Dingle. He's very dangerous. Worm Buddy doing the goat's work here. Get a regular soul heart. Definitely take that. Cracked orb, which we had to get out before the red poop spawned. Super secret room's north of here. I'm almost ready to guarantee that at least, but hoping that we get a bomb or something. Doing okay with the strength card that gives us a chance to get another devil deal if we decide if the game gives us one, but it's been feeling like a dogfight here this entire episode, ever since we took soy milk. Get it. Put my money where my mouth is here. Keeper's bargain. We can't lower our damage. We cannot lower our damage here. Even if Keeper's bargain somehow procced on the devil deal, we can't afford to. Especially with money equals power, we just can't. All right, now becomes the long journey here. Warm Buddy doing some good slowing here. It lives. But now look, notice how this becomes a more dangerous fight because we're slowing down the projectiles. That's what I talked about with Sensor. Okay, we lucked out that the brimstone went the other opposite direction. And we're out with no hits and no devil deal. But we're alive. All right, we need one key in order for us to have at least a full chest. The Curious is going to get us through all the nasty stuff. We should be able to clear this room. We're going to, I mean, we need a full charge on sulfur. It's full stop. We need a full charge on sulfur for Isaac. Fighting Isaac with soy milk and no sulfur is not going to happen. This should be an easy enough room here. I know that there's a lot of ads, but remember, we've got the tears rate to outgun them. Now we're cooking. We're doing okay. I want to get ahead of myself, but we're doing okay. We do get a Yave. That's the last one that we needed. Okay, and luckily we get another softball room here before Isaac. Thanks to the treasure map and Be Curious, we know exactly where we need to go. Again, I don't want to keep banging on an old drum here, but that's what I'm talking about in terms of making sure you're safe. We get a stars card, which could help us out on the next floor, so we'll see. But being able to know exactly where the boss is. Now, obviously, I didn't 100% know that Isaac was to the north, but just judging on where we started and the shape of the map, I figured it was up here. If it wasn't, Mercurius can undo all that. We just run past everything that we don't need, or that we don't need to be messing with. But this is the safety level that I'm talking about, being able to just nope out of a room. And this is also the reason why I try to highlight the dangers of doing full clears, and why it is so dangerous for you to be like, oh, we need to get to the boss now. We got to go straight to the boss. And because it is so annoying and so dangerous. It's annoying and dangerous to be getting hit with dead ends left and right, because they can be extremely detrimental to the safety of a run. The more rooms you have to clear, the more chances you have to take damage. Slowing effect of Worm Buddies caused us to take damage with that wall of tears that just made it impossible and impassable. So you have to be careful. Thankfully, we have Polaroid invincibility. We no longer have the strength card. We can go back and get it. If you look at the map right now, the cracked orb is telling us exactly where the super secret room is. So there's a chance there could be some chests in there that have coins. Maybe it's the burning room with the 2 stone chests and barrels in there. That would be probably ideal. We got through the hardest phase here. Now we just got to live and survive. And Worm Buddy's doing a good job at keeping Isaac under control, keeping Isaac away from us. So if he starts off in a bad position for us, we can just simply move around him while Worm Buddy's got the chokehold on. There we go. Worm Buddy helping us out, being a bro. Let's go see what's in here. The Judgment. Oh man, this is going to be interesting here. I'm going to use the strength card because we can get withdrawals here. We don't want the trinkets. Didn't mean to use a soul heart, but we want the soul hearts back, and we didn't get it. So now we have to make a decision. Do we stick with the money we have, or do we go for maybe an HP up? We're going to take a risk and go back to at least Polar Invincibility. Now that we have a permanent HP upgrade, we want to build soul hearts. We got 1, we got 2. Well, 1.5, you know what I mean. We need to get a full heart because this is not going to... This will not give us... it's going to take away one of our soul hearts, I think. Yeah. Blood bag, I'll take the movement speed upgrade. It's not ideal, but we end up with more HP than we started with. And as you can see there, cracked orb showing us the entire map, but without Polar Invincibility, this becomes a little bit more scary. But the biggest X factor in all this is Mercurius and being able to see the map. The whole reason why I decided to take Soy Milk. Okay, we get Blood of the Martyr. That's an excellent upgrade for us, even if it is 0.17. I'm going to use the Stars card. Let's see if we can get close to Blue Baby. We didn't. But thanks to Mercurius, if we ended up going in the wrong direction, we can just nope on out of there like this. Like this. All right, so this is an absolutely horrific room for us. Serpent's Kiss being a bro here. If we end up taking damage, we can at least run in and poison some sides. So, of course, we get slowed by War. Okay, we got Famine out of the way. War and Famine are going to... Or War and Death are going to be the problem. We end up, there was a net gain of 0. All right, we got the full charge on Sulfur. We do not have Polar Invincibility, so we got to be careful here. Unlike Doorstop, we cannot leave the boss room with Mercurius. Once we're in, we're in. No bombs. Have to rely on the slow and the hold of Worm Buddy, but you're seeing how quickly damage can pile up without Polar Invincibility. We can't even run in and use Serpent's Kiss, and that's the downside of us not having Polar Invincibility. Okay, now things get real tricky. Worm Buddy is going to be the king, the key to all of this here. Get some poison there with Serpent's Kiss. Use your range. Use your movement speed. Use Worm Buddy being the goat. Look at that. Worm Buddy just snapping them back. Giving him whiplash. Oh man, that was a crazy Friday run. We had to get super strategical there. I think the play of the game was definitely that reverse Hermit card in the womb and piling up the pickups. And obviously, it's exactly the way that I thought it would play out, with Blessed Penny becoming our biggest ally, and of course Worm Buddy with the carry with crowd control. And if we didn't have Sulfur, I think that run goes in a very different direction. But we made it. and you made it through this video. If you did, make sure you click the like button and leave a comment down below. Let's go into the weekend with 3,000 likes if you like that uber strategical episode with very little commentary focused on anything else but the game. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Ham Solo, Alyssa, and Vernon James Ely. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.